The kettlebell press is the jack of all trades for your shoulder. Its powerful benefits make it a distinctive tool in the family of weights. Because the kettlebell press not only strengthens and stabilizes your shoulder and upper body in general, but also provides loaded mobility. The muscles worked are the shoulder, the chest, your biceps, your triceps, and your rotator cuff muscles. These are the muscles that stabilize your shoulder joint. Let me demonstrate the lift first. Watch. You bring the kettlebell up into the rack position with an assisted clean. This looks like this. What happens here is a so-called hand insertion. You make sure that the upper part of the handle, the first arch, connects with the web space. This is the space between your thumb and your index finger. And the lower part of the handle, the second arch, connects with your forearm. A proper rest position means that the elbow connects with the iliac crest of your hip, that the handle points toward your heart, and that the bell rests in the nest. As soon as you get ready to press, think about pressing the handles up first. And so as soon as the handle starts coming up first, and as you can see, the bell sits slightly lower, then you pull your elbow right beneath your wrist or your fist. So now they both form a straight line, and from that position, you come up in the so-called top fixation. Once the kettlebell's up in the top fixation, I point my thumbs back and it slightly rotates a little bit towards my head. I also want to make sure that the arm is close to my head. Now, if I want to bring the kettlebell down into the rack position, I push my elbows forward. Now I feel my stabilizers working, and then I rack the weight. The biggest mistake that beginners make is elbows flaring outside. Correct this by thinking about boxing or thinking about putting up a guard. If you want to put up a solid guard, you have to pull your elbows in and your arms close to your body. The second biggest mistake that I see beginners make is failing to engage in a proper hand insertion. In order to correct this, you want to work with the so-called assisted clean that I mentioned in the beginning. You grab the kettlebell, pull it into the backswing, pull it up, use the other arm. Now you engage in the so-called hand insertion and rack the weight. Once you've mastered the kettlebell press, and if you want to be very exact, it is called the strict press, then you can jump into the following variations, which give you a lot of bang for your buck. The first variation, the double-handed press, is a great variation for beginners because first of all, you can use both of your arms, and second of all, it forces you to follow that medial line. Remember when I told you about your elbows being connected to your body and your arms being close to your body like you are in a guard or like it is in boxing? This is exactly what the double-handed press teaches you. The push press is technically very demanding. That's why it is not suitable for beginners. With the push press, you actually work with leg drive. And so we can say that 80% of the power that is needed to bring the kettlebell into the top fixation comes from your hips or your legs. The jerk is even harder than the push press, and here we use double leg drive. Not only do we use triple extension, this means extending your ankle, knee, and hip joint to bring the kettlebell up into the top fixation, what we use in the push press, but we also use a second dip where we catch the weight. Once we are jumping or ducking under the kettlebell, this makes it even easier to work with heavy weights and gives your leg some rest. Men, you can start with a 12 kg, and women, you can start with an 8 kg. Beginners, make sure that you start with the double-handed press first because of these benefits that I've mentioned earlier in the video. On a final note, when it comes to weight recommendation, if you are trying to bring weights overhead, this costs more energy and is generally harder. It's just a simple fact that your upper body is weaker than your lower body. If you're looking for a press workout, we always recommend the same training protocol. We call it the hunter-gatherer system. You do 2 minutes per exercise and you can choose any of these variations. One of the important aspects of being able to press for 2 minutes straight is alternate between sides. You can either do this by putting the kettlebell down every time you've done one side and then assisted cleaning it back up, or engaging in the regular clean. As usual, aim for 2 to 3 workouts per week and put the kettlebell down anytime you have to. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it and consider subscribing, and watch out for the windmill, which is the next powerful exercise we're gonna check out in this beginner series.
The world of kettlebells is dominated by 2 training styles called hardstyle and kettlebell sport. Although vastly different in nature, they have been proven to work and give you the most bang for your buck whenever you pick up a kettlebell, if you understand them correctly and are able to differentiate between the two. If you are a beginner, this task might be understandably confusing. Enter the hybrid style and discover how to combine the best of both worlds. The hybrid style masterclass is a 10-week practice-based online course that will help you take your kettlebell skills to an elite level, made in Switzerland. Learn what's been holding you back and how to become a versatile kettlebell master without having to piece together countless YouTube videos or rely on a gym membership. The price of the hybrid style masterclass is $397 per month for 3 months. Save 20% with a one-time payment of $997. We'll open registration only to a small number of new students every 3 months. Join the waiting list now to get access 24 hours before the general public. Link is in the description.